This is the story of Mya Johnson, a devoted mother and dynamic entrepreneur who tragically lost her life along with her unborn child in a shocking incident. Mya's story is filled with love, ambition, and dreams, but also shadowed by the complexities of her relationship with her boyfriend, Jha'kari Martin-Sugrin. A tragic argument would ultimately end Mya's life, leaving behind countless questions about what truly happened on that fateful night. Was her death an accident? Or was there more to the story than Jha'kari was willing to admit? Mya Johnson was a 25-year-old mother of two young children. She was originally from Chicago, Illinois, and moved to Tallahassee, Florida, to build a life with her family. She was known for her strong devotion to her children and her ambition. Mya was more than just a mother. She was an entrepreneur. She ran a successful business, Dress Up Dress Shop, which catered to men's fashion. Her brand became popular for its stylish offerings and worldwide shipping. Mya had an impressive social media following, with over 25,000 followers on Facebook, 12,000 on TikTok, and 13,000 on Instagram. She used these platforms not only to promote her business, but to share moments of her life as a mother and a woman with big dreams. Mya's personality shone through her posts. She loved showing off her children, sharing photos of their outfits and moments of family joy. She was passionate about fashion, but also about empowering people. She often posted about beauty tips, self-care, and the hustle it took to achieve success. Mya's confidence and drive made her an inspiration to her followers, many of whom admired her strength and determination to provide a better life for her family. In addition to her clothing line, Mya was also a traveling lash technician. She was highly skilled and built a loyal clientele who trusted her with their beauty needs. Her work as a lash artist was not just a job, it was a reflection of her personality. She loved making people feel beautiful and confident, which was an integral part of her character. Mya's ambition went hand in hand with her sense of responsibility as a mother. Her children were her world, and she dedicated her life to ensuring they were happy and well cared for. Her posts often celebrated the joy of motherhood and the beauty of her family life. Despite the pressures of running a business and being a mother, Mya seemed to manage everything with grace and warmth. However, behind the scenes, Mya's relationship with her boyfriend, Jha'kari Martin-Sugrin, was far from perfect. Jha'kari was 22 years old, and he and Mya had been in a complicated and often volatile relationship. They were expecting a child together, but their bond was strained by frequent arguments and escalating tensions. Their disagreements were sometimes witnessed by neighbors and Mya's children, who saw firsthand the intensity of their fights. One of the arguments that would later be linked to Mya's death occurred on the night of October 21, 2024. According to reports, the argument began after Jha'kari liked a post from another woman on social media. This seemingly small gesture sparked a bigger conflict between the couple. Jha'kari's jealousy and controlling behavior had been a source of tension in the relationship for months. Neighbors recalled hearing heated exchanges between the two, and some were concerned about the physical nature of their disputes. Jha'kari himself admitted to having been physically confrontational with Mya in the past. He confessed to restraining her during arguments, sometimes pinning her to the bed or holding her by the neck. These admissions painted a disturbing picture of their relationship, marked by controlling behavior and physical altercations. The night of Mya's death, Jha'kari called 911 to report that a shooting had occurred. He claimed that the shooting was accidental, explaining that the two had been arguing when he attempted to gather his things and leave for the night. Jha'kari stated that while packing his belongings, he accidentally tucked a firearm under his arm. He said the gun discharged while it was wedged under his armpit, hitting Mya and killing both her and her unborn child. Jha'kari drove Mya to the hospital immediately after the shooting. However, despite his efforts, Mya and the baby were pronounced dead before they could be saved. The situation was tragic, but something about Jha'kari's account raised suspicion. Investigators began to examine the details of Jha'kari's story. They found several inconsistencies in his version of events. For one, the trajectory of the gunshot didn't match Jha'kari's account of the shooting. The position of Mya's body and the angle of the gunshot didn't align with the way Jha'kari described it. Detectives also noted that Jha'kari demonstrated the positioning of the firearm with a toy gun. They found that it would have been difficult for the firearm to discharge without someone pulling the trigger intentionally. especially considering the way Jha'kari had described holding it. Additionally, no evidence was found that supported Jha'kari's claims. There were no burn marks or abrasions on his arm, which would have been expected if the firearm had ejected a casing close to his skin. These discrepancies led investigators to question whether Jha'kari's story was entirely truthful. As the investigation progressed, the prosecutor's office determined that there was not enough evidence to charge Jha'kari with murder, as they could not prove premeditation. Instead, he was charged with manslaughter and 2 counts of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Manslaughter is defined as an unintentional killing caused by reckless or negligent behavior, and in this case, it was determined that Jha'kari's actions reflected a lack of concern for Mya's safety. Mya's tragic death sparked outrage in the community. Friends, family, and social media users flooded the internet with messages calling for justice. Many people were disturbed by the allegations of domestic violence in the relationship and the manner in which Mya had died. Some speculated that Jha'kari may have had other motives for his actions, but these claims remain unconfirmed. Neighbors and close friends of Mya described a pattern of disputes between the couple. Jha'kari himself had admitted to physically restraining Mya on previous occasions, and his behavior on the night of the incident only added to the suspicion surrounding the shooting. Mya's young children were present in the home during the incident, and although it's unclear whether they directly witnessed the shooting, they reportedly told investigators that they believed Jha'kari was responsible for their mother's death. The incident was the 5th in Leon County in 2024, involving a domestic violence-related firearm. Local advocacy groups have used this case to highlight the growing issue of domestic violence in the area and the need for better support systems for victims of abuse. Mya Johnson's life ended tragically, but her story has brought attention to the importance of addressing domestic violence. For Mya's family and friends, the loss of her and her unborn child will never be filled. Her children will grow up without their mother, and her loved ones will forever remember the vibrant woman she was, a mother, an entrepreneur, and a beacon of strength and love. The investigation into Mya's death continues, and many are hoping for justice to be served.